What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be covering the UFC Fight Night taking place on September 12th. Specifically, this fight is going to be between Mike Rodriguez against Ed Herman. Really interesting fight to analyze. But before I go any further, I just want to let you guys know that I've made other predictions and will make more predictions in the future. So if you're interested to see this type of stuff, if you don't want to punch me in the face and you like hearing me talk, subscribe so you see more of me. Turn on the bell notification to get notified when I post, blah, blah, blah. Without further ado, though, let's get into this fight. It's the battle of the light heavyweights. You know, we love some light heavyweight action. And it's between Ed Herman and Mike Rodriguez. Before I go any further, I know you guys are interested in the odds. So I'm going to let you guys know what the odds are. So specifically, Mike Rodriguez is the favorite at -265, which is, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's the favorite. And on the other hand, Ed Herman is the underdog at +205. Now, after seeing this, right, and we want to analyze, the question is, why are the odds like this? Because if you look at Ed Herman, he's a UFC veteran. I mean, he started his professional martial arts career in 2003, got on board with the UFC in 2006. He's fought 14 years in the UFC. I couldn't fight 14, maybe minutes. Put me in a ring with CM Punk, I could last 14 minutes, nothing more than that. This guy's fought 14 years, which is ridiculous. He has a very abundant fight resume, 41 total fights, a record of 26-14. Now, the short fuse, which is his nickname, a fuse like the bomb, it means it's going to explode in a short time, which is scary. Creative nickname as well, I'll give him that. Again, but with a fighter like Herman, you know that he has absolutely no problem in dismantling his opponents, whether it is breaking their face, putting them in a submission, taking them to the deep waters. It doesn't matter. He does it all. He's an experienced fighter. That's what you expect from a UFC veteran in the name of Herman. Now, we saw his latest fight against Patrick Cummings where he finished it in the very first round via knockout. You know, relentless power, and at the same time, this 6'2" beast has a very special ability in the jiu-jitsu game. So not only does he have an absurd amount of strength, but he's also able to apply that power in submissive holds or grappling or wrestling, which never ends up being a disadvantage for a fighter in an octagon. Now, his ground game has specifically contributed to his 13 submission wins in his career, which are plenty. And however, if I have to say something that worries me about Herman in this fight is the fact that he hasn't fought in 2020 yet. Which, I mean, listen, I mean, we've seen fighters make these comebacks after 2 years and destroy their opponents. I mean, the first that comes to mind is McGregor, who was out for a while, came back and shattered the nose of Cowboy Cerrone in a way that was never seen before with a shoulder. I was like, holy shit, did he just grow another another head? Like, you know, so I can't say too much about the fact that he hasn't fought in 2020, but at the same time, you know, if you want to compare him to a fighter that's been more consistent, you know, this is something that could potentially make or break a fight. But this isn't because he was in the Bahamas chilling, swimming with dolphins and like little pigs in Hawaii. You know, dude, swimming with pigs sounds amazing. But he was actually restricted due to the whole, you know, the whole pandemic, right? He did take part in a lot of camps. He trained for a lot of fights. And for numerous reasons, opponents pulled out, fights were postponed. You know, it wasn't up to him. Like, he wasn't the reason why he fought in 2019 as his, you know, as his most recent fight. Now, who's Mike Rodriguez? Mike Rodriguez is a fighter who has been bringing the heat, man. I'm telling you. In his most recent fight, not even a month ago, right? We're not talking a year. We're not talking a year and 6 months. We're talking a month ago. This guy fought yesterday, man. He fought yesterday. And listen, he defeated Marcin Brachnio in the very first round via knockout. And listen, I mean, a first-round knockout win is a first-round knockout win. Right off the bat, we know Rodriguez does not have the experience of UFC veteran Herman, but at the same time, he does have relentless knockout power, which we've seen. And specifically, it's been reflected in his 9 of 11 victories displayed in that manner via knockout. And at the same time, he's very fresh in the UFC with a total of 5 fights. Like, we know that a fighter like Mike Rodriguez has the hunger, because when a fighter is young, he's got 5 fights under his belt, he's always going to be willing to make a statement in the UFC, and just, we know. Specifically, like, if you go and look on the UFC's YouTube page, I don't know what I'm pointing at, he fought against Jamel Jones, and dude, he gave him a flying knee that, like, bro, like, he definitely broke his nose. Like, he continued bleeding Jones after the fight. But, dude, look at Jamel Jones. He didn't beat me in a fight. He beat this dude. This guy is wider than my whole closet cabinet thing. I swear, this guy's an absolute monster. So if Mike Rodriguez is able to defeat him in such fashion, cry tears of joy after the fight takes place, this is a fighter that's hungry for more and is willing to ramp up the rankings and to continue fighting on. And so that's just why I really like this guy. He's also super tall. Like, dude, are you mad? He's like 6'3", 6'4". Jesus, man. That's a lot of height. I believe that if Rodriguez wants to raise his chances to, you know, take a win against Ed Herman, he's going to have to try and keep smart, you know, keep light on his feet. And, you know, I personally think that he's going to do just that. In the UFC, he's never... In the UFC, I almost had a stroke. In the UFC, he's never gone for a takedown attempt, which is interesting. And at the same time, dude, if you're fighting someone in Ed Herman who's won 13 fights via submission, I'm not going to want to go and tackle him, because chances are he'll slit my throat with his legs. So, you know, if I was Mike Rodriguez, I would also try to utilize my height advantage, you know, my reach advantage. Try to go for those kicks, go for those long jabs, you know what I'm saying? Like spinning kicks, things like that. Yeah, and so, listen, with this being said, I just think that Mike Rodriguez, despite the fact that he's newer, despite the fact that he doesn't have the, you know, the experience that Ed Herman has, he's been a more active fighter. I feel like he has more hunger, and I just feel like he has the physical capabilities to end this fight. And so that's why I'm opting for Mike Rodriguez in this fight. Now, he'll have to try and evade any takedown attempts from Ed Herman. If he's able to stay away from the wrestling game that favors Ed Herman more than Rodriguez, I think Rodriguez will take this fight home. He has to try to keep this fight on his feet. If it goes to the ground, it could potentially not go his way. Instead of Rodriguez not going for any knockdowns, you have Herman, on the other hand, who goes for a total of 2 per 15 minutes, which is ridiculous. So again, if Rodriguez is able to evade any of these takedowns, I think he's ultimately going to be able to take this fight home, either via unanimous decision or potentially crack him if he's able to find that spot. That's how I think the fight is going to go. I think Rodriguez is going to win. But I'm interested to know what you guys think. Comment down below how you think the fight is going to go. If you like these fight predictions, if you enjoy the content, I'm trying to up all these different, you know, camera equipment, whatever. But if you like this type of stuff, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos. And if you do subscribe and I see you guys on the next one, then I'll see you guys in the next one.